there's a famous quote that entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley like to always reference. It's a quote by Thomas Edison, where he said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." Which means he failed 10,000 times. But technology people like to pretend they don't fail. They use euphemisms like pivot. I don't know if you've heard of that one. They use other ways to say, any way they can say that the word failure, they don't want to do it. And they don't like to talk about it. They pretend that they learned from it. They say, embrace your failure. And I'm here to tell you, failure is just failure. Today, for example, I wrote a story yesterday about Twitter. Everybody knows what's going on with Twitter. It's the loudest sale auction ever happening in secret. I wrote a story that said that the bidders that are supposedly going to bid for Twitter aren't going to bid for Twitter, including Google, Disney, Apple. It sent the stock down 20%, which is $3 billion in market value. Suffice it to say, people were angry at me for doing this, including stock entrepreneurs, stock jocks, one of which wrote me, "Kara, you ruined the party." The fact that it was a party for a failing company was fascinating to me. And so I wanted to talk about this idea of a failure and how entrepreneurs fail, because they fail in ways the rest of us don't. So I wanted to compare it to breaking up. Now, the only thing I have in common with Donald Trump is that I've broken up with a lot of people, too. And I know a lot about breakups. I've been broken up with, I've broken up with people. And these are basically pretty much all the lines that you do, the euphemisms. You deserve better, I deserve better. My feelings for you are so intense they scare me, which really means my feelings for you are totally non-existent. I need to focus on my career, which really means I'm crushing on a coworker. So you get them all. One of you, you've heard one of these, unless you're one of those people who got married in high school and are still super happy, which the euphemism we use in Silicon Valley is unicorn for that. So anyway, so this is what they do. They don't tell the truth, and it really means something else. But I kind of like them for it. So let me go through some of the excuses and how they do it, because in the end, even though Silicon Valley people drive me fucking nuts, I do admire how they just suspend disbelief almost continually on their way to their billion-dollar homes. This is the first one. Let's stay together for the kids. It's a terrible idea. But people in Silicon Valley are always pushing this. They talk about building their culture, building their special team, that this group can't possibly break up. That they have momentum. This is a magical group. They often use the word magical. I don't know if you've heard Apple. Whenever they have an event, everything is magical, even though it's just steel, a little bit of metal, some plastic, and some glass. But it's magical. But they like to talk about their cultures this way. And they have to feel that they can't break up their culture because this family is so important that it can't possibly break up. Well, I'm here to tell you the kids are just fine if people break up. And I'm going to point to a couple of companies that you may or may not have heard of. The first one being General Magic. Has anyone heard of General Magic here? There's a new documentary. Nobody, exactly. Well, General Magic made a device that looks exactly like the iPhone. It worked like the iPhone. It was the iPhone. And in fact, many of the people at the company went on to make the iPhone later, including Tony Fadell, Andy Rubin. You might have heard of him. He created Android. Tony Fadell was one of the key people creating the iPod. There were all kinds of people. Another guy, Pierre Omidyar, started eBay. This company was full of children of General Magic who went on to be better citizens when they went somewhere else. They created this company that I think it was $100 million that they lost, creating this device that they sold, I think, 17 of them. The fact of the matter is, they were great as a group of people. They were great to come together, but the company itself did not work, even with this incredibly magical group of people. And in breaking up is when the real value of their innovation was created. Another example is Yahoo. Now, as anyone knows me, I spend my life writing about Yahoo and its many failures. This is a company that keeps going. It's like a Frankenstein of a company. It just never dies. And every time you get a new CEO in there, they say, oh, this group of people, it can't I can fix it. I can make this family work. This family is more dysfunctional than Sarah Palin's. I don't know how else to say it, but it's the case. I'm sorry, you're in San Francisco. You're going to have to take all the liberal shit. So, but the fact of the matter is, Yahoo has born so many amazing entrepreneurs that have gone on to do other things. Jeff Weiner, who just led LinkedIn, Dan Rosenzweig, all kinds of people. I could name dozens and dozens and dozens of people that worked at Yahoo and then went on to greater things. Again, it doesn't mean just because a family doesn't work that there can't be greater families created. The last one, of course, is MySpace. Actually, nobody good came out of there. No, there were a couple of executives. Anyway, there's a myriad of examples of companies that just didn't work that created better families.